Now on Coast TV News.
Tents, yay or nay?
I would probably ban them.
Ocean City to debate the beach accessory.
Demolition continues.
That is going to hurt businesses.
A project in Rehoboth Beach gets an extension into the busy season.
Woods to houses.
I like having the nature and like all these trees.
If this land is rezoned, it could become affordable housing in Georgetown.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Demolition not done on the Rehoboth Beach boardwalk, and it won't be for a few more weeks. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our news at 6. We begin tonight with a longer timeline for demolition.
City officials announced the work today, and you can see on your screen it will continue actually until mid-June, when it was supposed to wrap up this week. Coast TV's Christina DeRobertis is live there in Rehoboth. Christina, the city says the demo is extended due to safety concerns.
Yeah, Maddie, as crews started tearing down the Sirocco Motel and the Grotto Pizza, which you can see behind me here, we're told they found some issues, some structural issues, and also we're told they found an unstable steel support beam. And as you can see, I mean, the buildings are still standing. It looks like they're really in the middle of things here. So the work was supposed to wrap up this week, but the city says it's just too dangerous to leave things as they are throughout the whole summer. So this all will come down, but it does come at a cost to the summer season. Beach season is just around the corner, but ocean views on the Rehoboth Beach boardwalk will come with a side of demolition crews a little bit longer. Work near Baltimore Avenue continues as crews clear out the old Grotto Pizza and Sirocco Motel. The Onyx Group, which manages this project, was granted an extension until June 13th after the building's structure was deemed unstable. It's not exactly welcome news for boardwalk businesses.
That is going to hurt businesses on the boardwalk, especially the north end.
Work will be mostly limited to weekdays from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. with a break for Memorial Day weekend. Some say they're curious, but not too concerned.
I don't really think it'll affect the traffic on the streets, but the boardwalk, it might slow down the people walking and people watching it probably. Other than that, I don't think it's a problem.
And for Mark Blattel, it's just part of adapting to change.
You know, you can't stop progress. You may have to go around it or get under it or over it or around it, but it's going to happen.
Demolition dragging on in Rehoboth Beach. And we mentioned work will mostly be done during the week, but there will be no work during Memorial Day weekend. So from May 22nd to May 26th. Also, there will be work on Saturday, May 31st. Live in Rehoboth Beach, I'm Christina DeRobertis, Coast TV News.
And right next to that demolition, the Beach Patrol Station is gearing up for its grand opening. Preliminary work began in December 2023. According to Rehoboth, the project costs $5.5 million. It is about $750,000 over budget. The new home for the lifeguards opens Thursday, May 22nd.
And we're learning more about a potential youth curfew in Rehoboth Beach. The proposal would apply to anybody under 18 in public from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. There are exceptions. Those would be for people with a guardian or work-related reasons. Officials say complaints involving young people, those have jumped 110% in 3 years. Commissioners tackle this Friday.
To Ocean City, a potential tent ban on the beach. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe, he's been covering this today. He's live in Ocean City. Kevin, some people say these tents do more harm than good.
Maddie, when the sun hits the sand, tents are a great way to get some shade. But some people are complaining that tents are obstructing their view of seeing the ocean. Now on Tuesday, the Ocean City Council will go over all the complaints they've received about tents, mostly about obstructing the view, making it hard to reach the water, and even about makeshift campsites, something one local thinks they should put a stop to.
I would probably ban them so you'd have unobstructed view of the beach and not prevent people from walking down back and forth.
Now, the Ocean City Council will be looking at other beach areas around the area to see what regulations they have for tents. I'm Kevin Zappe, live in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, What bothers you most about beach tents?
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. Take a look at your screen and you can see 50% say the crowding, though 28%, a solid second, say nothing. Blocked view and trip hazard get a little vote too.
Now, Eric of Selbyville says, quote, tents are for camping at campgrounds, not beaches, unquote. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that at CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app, and we will show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11.
In development news, you're looking at a 21-acre plot of land on North Bedford Street in Georgetown.
This wooded area on North Bedford Street in Georgetown is on the Georgetown Town Council agenda tonight. Developers want to add new homes and apartments here, but to do that, they are going to need to get this land rezoned. Coast TV News reporter Zakiya Jennings is live in Georgetown. Zakiya, the woods are not empty.
Charlie, when I first pulled over to take a look at this area, I saw someone on a bike come out of the woods down this path here. Now, I took a few steps into the woods. I saw some clothes and a mattress, which might look like a white dot behind me on your screen. So there are clearly people living in these woods. However, Sussex County Habitat for Humanity says the developer is looking to provide workforce housing, which could give these people living in the woods a chance to live in a better environment. Birds chirping in the woods in Georgetown. Developers are looking to turn this land into James Place, a neighborhood made up of 60 single-family homes, 28 duplexes, and 20 townhomes, totaling 108 new properties. Felix Bravo Perez likes to sit outside to take in the views and the sounds coming from the woods. He says he would rather keep the trees.
I'm not trying to say I don't want the homes, but I like having the nature and all these trees. This is what makes it Delaware, all the trees and everything.
Sussex County Habitat for Humanity's CEO, Kevin Gilmore, says they were invited to help bring workforce housing to the area. They say they're working to add as many as 20 affordable housing units.
We're hearing over and over again that housing is out of reach to a lot of people, especially new housing is out of reach. The price points are just too high for your average worker.
They say they're happy to be part of the solution to an ongoing problem, a lack of affordable housing. At tonight's meeting, the developer is looking to change the land use designation from single-family residential to mixed residential. Georgetown's town manager says if it's approved, this land is ready for development. Live in Georgetown, Zakiya Jennings, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Zakiya. Headliner hiccups and a poor weather forecast are not dampening spirits for Ocean City's next music festival. Back in April, Boardwalk Rock's headliner Motley Crue backed out for medical reasons. Then this weekend, so did Motley Crue's replacement Alice in Chains. On top of that, it could rain Saturday night, but one business owner said he's just not worried.
There's a nuance, there's a part, like a rock attitude, and I've been to festivals where it's rained a little bit and you just kind of lose yourself in the music anyway. So I don't think anybody should be overthinking this.
Boardwalk Rock starts Saturday, and to learn more about this, we have a lot of articles, including the full performers, on CoastTV.com. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside into the area we were just speaking about, Ocean City. And our first alert chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, he is tracking that potential rain.
Yeah, we've got something that's going to kind of linger, like that cousin you wish would stop hanging around after the holiday is over. It's going to be that kind of a situation. Our Bay Health camera, Milford, we're looking at a temperature of 78 degrees, and we're going to drop back to 68 degrees as early as 10 o'clock. So we're looking at cloud cover right now, and we're getting some sneaky sprinkles right now just south of Georgetown. Let me widen this up a little bit and see what's happening here. Yeah, we're already seeing it overtake Chincoteague and Crisfield. I really wasn't expecting for the sprinkles to get here this early. We'll at least wait till the sun goes down. This rain just lacks a significant amount of class to me. It's just rude. But that rudeness is going to start a little bit early, but it's going to stick around all week long. Think of rude rain all week long. Hit, miss, not really, dedicated totally one way or the other. But temperatures are in the 70s right now, so at least we're not concerned about thunderstorms just yet. But as far as the rest of this evening is concerned, we're going to stay cloudy with the winds at about 4 to 5 miles per hour, temperatures in the mid-60s. Coming up, Charlie, we're going to talk about why I call this rain rude and why it's going to stick around most of this week going into the weekend.
Milford neighbors are voicing their opinions, helping shape the future of their city. A national community survey sent randomly to 3,000 Milford homes gave them a chance to share some feedback. Now, the results highlighted priorities like getting around town, that ranked at 42%, while the economy scored 54%, and safety topped priorities at 62%. City leaders say that this feedback and the data, it's crucial, especially now as the 2026 fiscal year is just around the corner.
We're actually using this survey to help guide us, for the upcoming budget. So you will see different department heads discussing initiatives to fix those areas in Milford.
The city says these results will be presented and discussed at tonight's council meeting.
And we are just getting started.
In sports, a preview of the NBA Draft Lottery. The Delmarva Sports Network shows us how it looks for our local teams.
And stormy weather is brewing to our west, setting us up for repeat rain on the way. Details coming up.
But first, Milford makes room. A new middle school restored from the past. An opening is months away. We're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Growing communities affect every aspect of their surroundings, and in Milford, the school district says the growing population is causing overcrowding in schools.
Right now, there is no middle school, but as Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken shows us, that is about to change.
Construction in its final stages on the Milford Middle School. Regine Bowe went to the school before it closed in 2012. Now her niece will attend the restored building when it opens this fall for classes.
Going into a new school is very exciting. Like, everything's new and you get to tell everyone about it. So I think she's going to be excited to have these stories and tell me how nice it is.
For a city with no current middle school, heaven is how School District COO Dr. Sarah Hale and future principal of the middle school Dr. Susan Frampton described the feeling of this new opportunity. And they say other Milford schools were just getting too crowded.
Having this building open really allowed us to restructure the entire district to allow for growth well into the future.
While planning for the future, they also preserved the past, salvaging parts of the original 1929 structure like the auditorium and gymnasium.
5th and 6th is such a special time for kids. It's kind of the transition from being little guys to their secondary experience.
And for roughly 700 of them, that experience will begin when they walk through these doors in August. In Milford, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
As you just saw there, that building will now serve grades 5 and 6. The current elementary schools in Milford will house pre-K through 4th grade. Milford Central Academy will now be for grades 7 and 8 before transitioning to the high school.
Here's a look at your golf forecast. Listen, we're watching out for it to stay very cloudy and possibly a bit of rain and becoming breezy as well. Just not so good. Just not so good at all. We kind of skated by today without dealing with much in the way of rain, but I don't think we're going to be that fortunate for the rest of the work week, starting as early as tonight, going to the next few days in a row. Our dry tech camera, Ocean City, 65 degrees, will dropping into the mid 60s for the rest of the night, but we see some sprinkles already trying to sneak its way into our area even as we speak. 72 degrees right now in Lewis, but it's also 72 in Dagsboro, and 1 degree warmer than that in Laurel, Delmar, as well as Gumboro. The winds are now sweeping out of the south for right now, ranging between, let's say, calm conditions versus, let's say, 17-mile-per-hour winds. They're not a big deal right now, but we do have a wind advisory in effect. Now, that's the small craft advisory. Stays active until 8 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday, for Lewis, Rehoboth, Bottom Hills, Ocean View, Fenwick Island. That's also inclusive of Ocean City, down towards Chincoteague, and on the other side of the peninsula, for the folks in Cambridge, also watching out for 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts along the beach area. Keep a close eye on what's happening with the rain. We have an active flood watch throughout a good chunk of Virginia in general. Now, this is part of the reason why we're looking for a massive amount of rain that's going to begin to ease its way from the south to the north. It's part of a bigger system, and basically it's going to slow walk its way across our area for the next 2 to 4 days in a row, brief break, and then another wave going into the weekend. Yeah, it's going to be a soggy situation all over. Showers popping up tonight, temperatures in the 60s, 65, for example, overnight, Selbyville and in Millsboro. Here's a quick look at our high rapid refresh model. And this is one I use for my nowcasting. And we're seeing isolated cells, a possibility at about 12 noon for Tuesday. I tend to lean towards this one, so we could see some things a bit volatile around lunchtime tomorrow. But the bottom line for Tuesday is this. Cloudy with showers overtaking the area for Tuesday. Wednesday, some heavy pre-dawn downpours. In other words, just before the sun comes up, that's when we're going to get a whole bunch of water just dumped on us. 68 for the high in Rehoboth, but 73 Millsboro. Wind southeast 11 to 19 miles per hour with 73 degrees for the high in Cambridge. And we'll warm to 70 degrees in Berlin for tomorrow as it stays cloudy and rainy. We have an impressive 85% chance of rain for Tuesday. And as we go into Tuesday, we see widespread rain. It's relatively light for the afternoon. But then we see these dots of red that kick in just before 6:30 Wednesday. That's the pre-dawn showers that I'm concerned about. Now, the amount of rain stays level for us until we get to, let's say, Wednesday early in the morning. That's when it jumps to like 2 inches of rain possibly in our area. Same pattern here from Ocean Pines down to Snow Hill. By the time we get into Tuesday, moderate scattered showers pushing across, then impressive cells really kick in for us as we go into early Wednesday morning. Finally, here's a look at the extended forecast. That second round of rain for Friday, Saturday, that's looking serious too.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good evening, sports fans. For those who don't get to see their teams in the NBA playoffs, tonight is a chance to see them build on their future with the NBA Draft Lottery at 7 p.m. For our local teams, the Washington Wizards have the second best odds to land the #1 pick. The Wizards have a very promising future with former rookie Alex Sarr and a chance to draft the likes of Cooper Flagg or Ace Bailey. Washington had the second worst record in the NBA this season at 18-64. As for the Philadelphia 76ers, getting a top 6 pick is a must in this draft class. If they go outside of that, their pick will go to the Oklahoma City Thunder as part of the Al Horford trade in 2020. A year that was filled with injuries landed Philadelphia the 5th worst record in the NBA at 24-58. They look to add a key piece from this draft class that will fit well with Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey. It all goes down tonight at 7 p.m. And last week on Into the Trenches, a new voyage, we saw Cape Henlopen face adversity for the first time this season. Episode 4 will be live on the Delmarva Sports Network and DSM Plus this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. That'll for sports. Have a great night, everybody.
Soaring Over the Shore is sponsored by Morse Roofing and Siding.
The Delaware Bay laps against the Lewis shoreline. While Lewis is the first town in the first state, it became a beach destination by 1869. During segregation, the beach was divided into Beach 1 and Beach 2. They're now renamed Savannah Beach and Johnny Walker Beach, respectively. If you walk all of Lewis's coastline, it's about 2 miles. Beautiful, enjoyable, and hey, you can even catch the ferry next door, too. 80 years ago this week, a German submarine surrendered off of the coast of Lewis, the first Axis surrender in U.S. waters. Our special story, Surrender at Sea, looks at how Delaware played a role in the final days of World War II. You can catch that Wednesday on CoastTV News at 6.
So we have 6-mile-per-hour winds coming out of the south and Laurel right now with temperature of 73 degrees. We'll drop to 71, but there's a few sprinkles already beginning to kind of migrate its way into the Laurel area. Umbrella giveaway winner is Terry Baylor of Lewis. Congratulations. You are our new winner. Be sure you keep up with your forecast with our weather line. And here's a look at your 10-day forecast.
Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.